everyone, myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT ICT department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of MAC based on block cipher in information and network security subject. So first of all, what is the difference between stream cipher and block cipher? So MAC based on block cipher generally contain the two important terms. One that is known as a MAC and second one that is known as a block cipher. So what is the meaning of MAC? Already you know. MAC means message authentication code. And how I generate the MAC? So with using the cryptographic checksum function C in bracket K comma M. So cryptographic checksum function, that is known as the concept of MAC. And must remember one thing, another important point, that is the block cipher. So what is the difference between stream cipher and block cipher? So stream cipher means in stream cipher it directly operates the bit by bit, but whenever you talk about the block cipher it directly operates the block by block. So that is the difference between stream cipher and block cipher. After that, any example of the block cipher? So one, already you know the Pfister structure. Another one, that is the concept of DES. Another one, that is the concept of AES. DES means what? Data encryption standard. And AES means what? Advanced encryption standard. So first of all, whatever I discuss here, MAC based on block cipher. So here in this particular session, fully focus on the concept of block cipher principles. So let's start with that. So first of all, you just see MAC based on block cipher. So MAC based on block cipher supported one diagram, but this particular diagram, that's the part of one technique. The concept, the name of the concept, that is known as a mode of operation. Block cipher mode of operation. So total number of mode of operation in a block cipher, mainly 5. Already you know in a unit number 3, block cipher mode of operation, there are around 5 mode of operation. First one, that is known as a ECB. What is the meaning of ECB? Electronic code book. Second one, CBC, cipher block chaining. Third one, CFB, cipher feedback mode. Fourth one, OFB, output feedback mode. And fifth one, CTR, that is the counter mode. Whatever I discussed, that's not a part of this particular presentation, but at least you know the name of the block cipher mode of operation. Why? Because here MAC based on block cipher supported one technique, and the name of the technique, that is known as a CBC, cipher block chaining. So here you just see which particular algorithm, that's the part of MAC based on block cipher, that is data authentication algorithm, that is also known as a DAA, data authentication algorithm. That is based on which particular technique? That is based on a technique DES, data encryption standard. So this is the most widely used algorithm, most widely used MAC for a number of years. How I generate this particular technique? So here you just see, with using the mode of operation of DES, one technique, that is the cipher block chaining. So here using the concept of this. So fully concentrate on this particular figure. This is the P1, P2 up to the Pn. What is the meaning of P1, P2 up to the Pn here? That can be considering as a plain text block. After that, what is the meaning of IV? IV means initialization vector. So first of all, plain text block 1 XOR with IV, and whatever it generates, you apply the encryption on that with using the which key? With using the symmetric key. And whatever I generate, that is known as a cipher text. Must remember one thing in a block number 1, first of all, applying the XOR operation between the plain text and initialization vector, whatever the output you generate, you apply the encryption algorithm on that, and whatever you receive, that is known as a cipher text. This particular technique is known as a cipher block chaining. Means whatever the output of the block 1, that is known as a ciphertext block. This ciphertext block is directly passed to the input of the next block. So here you just see in second diagram P1 XOR P2 XOR C1. What is the meaning of that? So plain text block 2 XOR with previous block ciphertext, previous block output. That's why that is known as a cipher block chaining. Means using the ciphertext of previous round and the output of the previous round is directly XOR with the next round. That's why this particular technique is known as a CBC, cipher block chaining, and with using this you can generate the concept of MAC. So that's the concept of the data authentication algorithm. I think up to this clear. Next point, the original diagram. How I generate this data authentication algorithm. So here you just see, first of all, data 64-bit data block D1, D2, DA up to the DN. First of all, D1 is directly passed to the DES encryption algorithm. At that time using the concept of key also. Whatever it generates, that is the O1, that's the output, that's the ciphertext, that's the 64 bits. This 64 bit is directly passed to the next round, but at that time the plain text and previous round ciphertext is directly XOR with, and whatever the output, again you apply the encryption on that and generating a O2 up to the ON. So whatever the last one, whatever the code you generate at the last one, that is known as a DAC. What is the meaning of DAC here? Data authentication code. Must remember one thing, up to this whatever you discuss, that is known as a MAC, that is known as a HMAC, but here the concept of the MAC based on block cipher. So every time using the previous round ciphertext with the current round plaintext block and directly generating a one code, but here that's not known as a MAC, but that is known as a DAC. DAC means data authentication code. So that's all about the data authentication algorithm. After that, so that's the how I generate the formula, how I generate the steps. So here you just see, first of all, the data. Data means what? Either that is the message, either that is the record, or that is the file, or that is the program. To be authenticated are grouped into contiguous 64-bit block. So first of all, data is directly divided into the blocks. After that, D1, D2 up to the DN. And must remember one thing, whatever the last block, that is always padded on the right with the zeros to form a full 64-bit block. And must remember one thing, in DES all of you know the plain text containing the 64-bit of data. So whatever the data you provide, finally you apply the padding operation on that and generating a 64-bit block. With using the DES encryption algorithm, means E and secret key K, you directly generating a one code that is known as a data authentication code. How I generate this step by step? First one already you know, O1 is equal to E K comma D, O2 is equal to E K comma D2 XOR O1, means D2 means current text, current plain text block with the previous ciphertext block. Same way for the O3 and last one ON. ON means encryption in bracket K comma D of n XOR O of n minus 1. So this is the technique already I discussed with the diagram, but that's the formula to generating a DAC with using this particular technique. So that's all about the data authentication algorithm for MAC based on block cipher. After that, this is all about the concept of the MAC based on block cipher. Then after only one point remaining in MAC, that is known as a cipher based MAC. So cipher based MAC, why we require the cipher based MAC? So here you just see cipher based MAC means what? So cipher based message authentication code generally using AES, and triple DES. And all of you know what is the full form of AES? Advanced Encryption Standard. And what is the full form of triple DES? Triple Data Encryption Standard. So whenever you applying any particular operation of the CMAC, up to this whatever I discussed, that is related to the DA. From this particular point onwards, whatever I discussed, that is related to the CMAC. So CMAC means the block length, either that is block length means already you know that is the concept of the 128 in AES, and for the triple DES that is the 64 bit. So whatever the message that is divided into the different block means M1, M2 up to the Mn. After that, fully concentrate here. How I calculate the CMAC, how I apply the operation on CMAC. So first of all, using the K bit encryption key and B bit constant K1, and all of you know in AES total number of 3 options for the key. Either you select the 128 bit, or you select the 192 bit, or you select the 256 bit. So either 128 or 192 or 256. And for the triple DES, either 112 or 168. So that's the option of the key size. After that, how I calculate the CMAC? So first of all, C1 is equal to, here you just see, E in bracket K comma M1. So this is the way you can directly generate in the C1. But how I generate the C2? So C2 is equal to E in bracket K comma M2 XOR C1, means current plain text block XOR with previous round cipher text. So that this particular logic remain as it is. Whatever the logic of these make based on block cipher. And must remember one thing, if I want to generate the T means what? T means here tag, and tag is also known as a 1 CMAC. So how you generating a tag? So that is the MSB T length of C of n. So most significant byte of the T length from this C of n that can be considering as a MAC. So up to this point, at least you know one, that is the concept of MAC. Second one, that is the concept of HMAC. Third one, that is the MAC based on a block cipher. And fourth one, that is the concept of CMAC. And must remember one thing, CMAC means here you applying the concept of T. So T means what? That is the most significant bit of the particular C of n. So that is known as a tag, or that is known as a CMAC. After that, in this particular diagram, whenever you talk about the cipher based MAC, so at that time mainly 2 important diagrams for that. First one, message length is integer multiple of block size, and second one, message length is not integer multiple of block size. So what is the difference? So first of all, you just see the diagram. Message, then after the key, directly applying the operation, encryption operation. Whatever you generate, that is directly passed to the next block. Whatever you generate, that is directly passed to the next block. And MSB of T length, that is the T. T means tag, or that is known as a CMAC. That is related to the message length is integer multiple of block size. But in case of message length is not integer multiple of block size, then after you set the concept of padding. So for directly put the 1 and then after all the zeros and whatever the message content. So according to that, you creating a one concept of the message with the padding operation. And again, the most important thing in a CMAC, MSB of T length, and T means tag, or that can be considering as a CMAC. So that's all about the today's session. Must remember one thing, 2 important parameters. First one, that is the MAC based on a block cipher. So in MAC based on a block cipher, using which particular concept? Using the concept of data authentication algorithm. In data authentication algorithm, which particular code? So that is the DAC, that is the data authentication code. After that, discuss about the cipher based MAC. In cipher based MAC, generating a 1 T, that is tag, and that is also known as a concept of CMAC. So that's all about the today's session. Thank you for watching.